Hey everybody, welcome to Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota. The Birds, of course, are on their bye this week. We are not. We're working. He's Ike Reese. He is Mike Quick. I'm John Clark. Let's look back at the first 13 games of this season. And Devontae Smith, of course, the rookie. Everybody's excited about him. What have you seen from him in his first 13 games in the NFL?
Well, guys, I think he is as advertised. He's one of the best route runners. He's very detailed. That's what I like about him. He's a polished young man. He really works at his craft, and he catches the ball extremely well. But everything that we thought that he was going to be, he is in the National Football League. Take a look at this route. I wanted this one in particular because of the details. He's the second guy in on the three-receiver side. He goes down the field. You watch him drive the defenders off, and it's a deep in-breaking route. But watch him at the top of the route, the little subtleties. He's flat across the top, but not only is he flat on that stem, he comes back to meet the football. You really don't see that in young players. He meets the football, and then he smells goal line. And he's going to get into the goal line with that football. Love the way this young man is playing, and boy, I can't wait to watch more of Devontae Smith. He's just going to continue to get better.
All right, and their quarterback, Jalen Hurts, how has he done this year? Here's Self-Scouting with Greg Cosell.
We know we saw Gardner Minshew come in this past week and play very well in an Eagles victory. But one thing we also know is head coach Nick Sirianni has made it very clear that Jalen Hurts is the starting quarterback. So when we come out of the bye, we will see Jalen Hurts. So I think it's important to talk about him and what this offense looks like. Over the last number of games with Jalen Hurts, this offense has evolved. Jalen Hurts has been in the shotgun. They've really built a run game that starts with him. He is the foundation, and defenses have to react and defend and prepare accordingly. They have to defend Jalen Hurts as a runner, and that's allowed this run game to be one of the best in the National Football League. And the Jalen Hurts factor as a runner himself is the starting point, and it's critical, and we've seen that. They really like the gap scheme runs with Hurts, the counter power looks where they pull two offensive linemen. We saw that against the Giants, where they pull left guard Landon Dickerson and left tackle Jordan Mailata, and Hurts is able to run for 15-plus yards. We've seen him become a very big factor with design runs, and that's set up defenses for the more conventional runs that you run no matter whether your quarterback is in the gun or under center, zone runs, gap scheme runs. They've even gotten to the outside. They've run some traps. It's become a very multiple run game and one of the better run games in the National Football League. Now, no matter how well you run the football, and it's been really good, your quarterback must be able to convert on third down. And we saw a great example of that against the Denver Broncos a few weeks ago. And this play I really liked for a couple of reasons. Not only was it a 24-yard gain on third and long, but what I really liked here was the pocket movement by Hurts. He did such a great job here of sliding to his left, and notice he kept his eyes and his focus downfield instead of dropping them and looking to run. And this was a beautifully thrown ball hitting Dallas Goedert on the crosser for 24 yards and a first down. This is the kind of play that we hope to see more of with Hurts that will help his development as he plays more and more. Don't forget, he's only started the equivalent of one full season. He is not a veteran quarterback. There's a lot of growth to do, a lot of development to do, but it's trending in the right direction. And we all look forward to Hurts coming back after the bye week as the Eagles hit the stretch run of their season.
All right, we're talking about Jalen Hurts and the areas that he has improved on. He's had success in this year. But I got to tell you, the running game has been amazing. The Eagles are one of the best rushing teams in the NFL, and they've got a bunch of guys who can run the ball. So, Mike Quick, what has impressed you most about this team basically becoming arguably the best rushing team in the NFL?
I think part of it is the variety in which they run the football. They do so many things that I think can keep teams off balance, and we've seen that. But when you have a guy like Miles Sanders and his ability to hit the home run, if you can get him in space, he's a problem, and that's where you want to get him. Then you got Boston Scott, a guy who can do a little bit of everything. I like when he's hiding behind these big guys and then there's daylight, and he'll just burst into daylight. There's so much that they can do. Jordan Howard, getting downhill. He's not a guy that's going to do anything fancy except put his foot in the ground, lower his shoulder pads, and just move just a little bit side to side, but getting downhill. The variety in which the play calls and the variety of these talented young running backs, I think, really helps this offense and helps to keep defenses off balance.
And really, you could argue that the Eagles have the best offensive line in football, and you've even had injuries at both guard spots, but you've got Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, and Jason Kelsey, and Landon Dickerson. How about how much he's improved and how the line has come together?
Well, the offensive line, in my mind, it's the best offensive line in football. And you're right, they're able to go 7 deep. You're going to start 5 guys, but they can go 7 deep, and they're still very effective. They don't lose a beat. When Nate Herbert goes into the game, just like the other guys, they move people. The blocking scheme is such that they get such great angles, they're able to create space for these running backs.
Eagles Game Plan is brought to you by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud automotive partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy. And by Pepsi, your official soft drink of your Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, great team win. Great team win. Right? We had some ugly moments on each phase, right? Special teams, offense, defense. We had some ugly moments. Defense, we started off a little shaky, but guess what? It's not about who's the toughest. It's about who's the toughest the longest. So great job. Great job in the second half, defense. 22 minutes of time of possession for the offense in the second half. 8 for them. 8 for them. Great job. Great job. Guys, we're right where we want to be. We're right where we want to be. We're about to go in. We got to get our bodies healed now. I want everybody in tomorrow. I need to see you guys tomorrow. All right.
So a great look inside the locker room as the Eagles celebrated that victory over the New York Jets. And obviously one of the big themes coming out of that game was the production of tight end Dallas Goedert. And that's going to be the subject here for tape study this week, as Dallas Goedert sets career highs in catches and yards, does an outstanding job as a pass catcher, but also did some other little things that we're going to get to here as well. But let's start things off with his first touchdown of the game. And I thought the Eagles did a really good job of attacking the Jets' coverage schemes here with this play, because pre-snap, the Eagles start off in a 2 tight end set, both on a closed formation here, no receivers lined up outside the numbers. And so what do you get? You get a safety roll down close to the line of scrimmage, likely going to handle Goedert if he runs vertically on a corner route. But what do the Eagles do? They're going to bring Dallas Goedert in motion from left to right. And what does that do now? First of all, you're going to get the matchup now against the linebacker. So the safety, he's not having eyes for Goedert from this spot. And then also, with Goedert being off the line of scrimmage here, he's going to get more of a free release. He's got a lot more runway to work with here, going up to the second level to the linebacker. And so we could see at the snap of the ball, there's Dallas Goedert using that athleticism, using that burst. He runs right by the linebacker. There's the safety. He's removed. He's got eyes in the backfield on Minshew, and you've got Goedert just winning one-on-one against the linebacker. It's a little bit underthrown, but he does a nice job playing through contact there for a touchdown. Great way for the Eagles to put their top playmaker in motion from left to right, get him that free release, get him a more favorable matchup, and then get him up to the second level clean. Outstanding job, results in a touchdown. Let's go to the very next drive. The Eagles find Dallas Goedert once again, this time against man-to-man. And you're going to see here the Eagles in an empty set, no one in the backfield with Gardner Minshew. You're going to have running back Boston Scott lined up outside Dallas Goedert, who's the number 2 receiver here. And after the short motion, the Jets show that they're going to be in man-to-man coverage. And this play is designed to beat man-to-man. Remember back to Devontae Smith's first touchdown against Atlanta, that first career touchdown, opening drive for the Eagles. The Eagles ran a little rub route, and Devontae Smith was able to get open off the rub. That's exactly what the Eagles do here. Great job by Boston Scott working off this defender. He sets a little interference there for Goedert, who runs a nice tight angle down the sideline. Gardner Minshew underthrows this just a little bit, but great job adjusting there by Goedert. Once again, fights through contact, walks into the end zone for a touchdown. So the Eagles attacking some zone, they're attacking some man, finding ways to get Goedert the football in space. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, Eagles on the board. Now, they also did some really creative things to get Dallas Goedert the ball, and I really like this one play design here in the screen game. You're going to see here the Eagles in the shotgun. Here's Gardner Minshew. You've got Miles Sanders next to him. Here's Dallas Goedert. Now, one thing we saw a lot from the Eagles in this game was their use of pulling guards and pulling tackles, and they love to use Jordan Mailata as a puller getting up to the second level. And the best way to sell play action is to pull an offensive lineman, because now you're messing with the keys of these linebackers, because very often they're reading these offensive linemen. They're reading their body language, and if they see an offensive lineman pulling, well, that's like catnip for a kitten. You're going to see these linebackers all attack to this side. Look at the defensive flow. You're going to get the defensive end trying to scrape over, and look what that does. It creates a huge void on this side of the field, and here's the tight end, Dallas Goedert. Really well-designed screenplay by the Eagles off shotgun power play action. That gets Goedert up to the second level. You get the block there from Jason Kelce out in space. So a couple of really well-designed pass plays to get Dallas Goedert the football, but that's not all, because you're going to see Dallas Goedert also contribute as a blocker, and that's what makes him one of the top combo tight ends in the NFL. As you're going to see him here play side. This is going to be a run play for Kenny Gainwell working through this side. You're going to leave Dallas Goedert blocked one-on-one with a defensive end. That is incredible faith in your starting tight end to say, we're going to leave you one-on-one with the defensive end. You don't need to win. You just need to lose slowly. Do enough to get Kenny Gainwell up to the second level, and that's exactly what Dallas Goedert does here. He holds his own against the defensive end. Gainwell gets up to the second level. He's got some other blocks there, including one from Jalen Reagor as Kenny Gainwell gets into the end zone. We've seen Dallas Goedert contribute both as a pass catcher and as a blocker. That's what makes him one of the top combo tight ends in the NFL. Certainly a guy that's going to be making an impact on this Eagles team for a long time.
Feel like a home game. They're going to paint the whole instead of black, they're going to paint it green. They're going to paint it green. I'm all in.
Let me lock in. Let me lock in. I lock in.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
We on.
Hey, I'm Mike, just so y'all know. I'm Mike, just so y'all know.
Oh. Let's go. Play fast, baby. All day.
I don't know why they might be up. I don't even talk. This about to be the quietest mic'd up ever. I'm here today.
Let's go, 9-1.
Hey, tell your coach, don't run over this way no more. No way.
Let's go.
Hey, Alex. Hey, good job. They're reading you. They're standing on me. Yeah, good job on there. Let's go. We gotta make a statement. I'm trying to quit. I mean, I'm ready for that. Yeah, I knew you were doing it. Yeah. Did you? Y'all broke the huddle too fast. Okay, the huddle? Yeah. Okay.
All right, it's so good to see and hear from the Eagles defense. They're mic'd up. That was cool to see. And really, you get the sense that this defense has evolved. It has grown. Ike Reese, give me a guy that has maybe helped out with that growth of this defense.
Well, I got to start with the biggest personality on the defense, and that's big play Darius Slay, right? I mean, watching Darius Slay play throughout this season, I think all Eagles fans should be excited. You got a playmaking cornerback that plays with a ton of confidence, that plays with swagger. I think that's infectious. It rubs off on the rest of the defense. defense. You're starting to see the defense play with a little bit more personality, and it's rare that a cornerback leads the charge for that, but that's just the type of playmaker Big Play Slay is. We're talking about 3 touchdowns already on the season, and some of the other big plays he's made in big moments. I think he's been a guy that's helped light the fire on a defense that's starting to play with swag, and I tell you, they are starting to play opportunistic defense.
And you've seen Jonathan Gannon and the defensive staff. They've grown. They've blossomed in their role. So with more self-scouting, here is Greg Cosell.
One of the most interesting things this season has been the evolution of the Philadelphia Eagles defense. They have been, over the last 5-6 weeks, one of the better units in the National Football League. They started the season under new defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon, playing a lot of zone coverage and rushing 4, not a lot of blitz pressure. And they struggled a bit. But as the season has progressed, we've seen a change, a real positive change. What we've seen a lot more of is man-to-man coverage and pressure. We've seen both man pressures and zone pressures, and it's been effective. And I want to show a play from a few weeks ago that is very representative of where this Eagles defense is. It was the first 3rd and long against the New Orleans Saints. And they're in dime, and that's something we've also seen a little more of as the season has progressed. And what you're going to get here on this 3rd and long is pressure. And you're going to get pressure from 2 defensive backs. Marcus Epps coming from the right side of the defense, and Avonte Maddox, the slot corner, coming from the left side of the defense. And in the secondary, there'll be no deep safety. But this is a very interesting coverage. It's not press man, it's a specific blitz coverage. So what you get is Maddox getting in clean from the front side of the quarterback. No one is able to pick him up because of the nature and design of the pressure. And Maddox is able to affect the quarterback, and it leads to a hurried throw and an incompletion. So what we've seen from the Eagles over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, when, by the way, they're only allowing 17 points a game, which is a very good number in today's NFL, what we've seen is a lot more pressure concepts, as I said, both man and zone pressures, and we've seen more man coverage.
Yeah, we see Jonathan Gannon increasing his blitzing. The defense is attacking, and they can really get after it with their front 4 a lot of times as well. And doesn't that really start with their defensive tackles?
No doubt about it. When you look at this defense, the strength is the defensive line. And it starts with the 2 tackles, Javon Hargrave and Fletcher Cox. And the thing that amuses me about trying to block these 2 guys is that offensive linemen each week have to decide which guy are we going to try to double team. And the problem there is that the guy you decide to double team, the other guy is going to be single blocked. So I got a couple examples here where Denver, they decide at the line of scrimmage, okay, I got Javon Hargrave lined up over here to the left side, I got Fletcher Cox to the right side, we're going to turn the protection to Javon Hargrave. So at the snap of the ball, you get the center turn to Javon Hargrave with the guard, you're going to get Fletcher single blocked here, he's still a dog that can hunt, and you put a single blocker in front of Fletcher Cox, he's more than likely going to defeat that block or walk that blocker back to the quarterback as he did here with Teddy Bridgewater, incomplete pass there, right? Sometimes you don't have to get the sacks, you just need to get the quarterback off his spot and make him uncomfortable. And then you jump to a couple weeks ago, Fletcher Cox has been playing pretty good football, right? So now offenses have to pay attention to where the 6-time Pro Bowler is lined up. A couple weeks ago against the Giants, snapping the ball here, we're going to get the offensive line turn the protection to Fletcher Cox. It's going to allow Javon Hargrave to be singled up. And what does he do? Dominate like he's been doing all year long, able to penetrate, forces Daniel Jones off his spot, out of the pocket to the right, and almost into a near interception from Avonte Maddox. Just an outstanding job from our 2 tackles up the middle of the defense. When you want to have a good defense, it starts in the middle. You got to have good defensive tackles, you got to have a good middle linebacker, and you got to have good safety play. This Eagles defense starts up front with those 2 D tackles.
Welcome back, everybody, to Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota. You've got 4 games left, all in division. Who are you guys most excited to see down the stretch here?
I want to see Jordan Howard. I just like seeing the guy play. Behind this offensive line, with their ability to move people, I want to see Jordan Howard getting downhill and these guys punching people in the face.
Yeah, and I love watching Avonte Maddox play, right? And I love how he's evolved as a player this year. He's a part of the run game. He's a part of the passing game. He's really turned himself into one of the better nickel slot corners in all of football. And I love the fact that he plays with a tenacity and a physical brand that just aids everything they're doing on the defensive side of the ball.
Hey, you love to see physical play in December. 4 games left, all in division. The Eagles have a shot here. Thanks for watching Eagles Game Plan, presented by Toyota on the bye week. We're back to action next week. Thanks, everybody.
Eagles Game Plan is brought to you by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud automotive partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy. And by Pepsi, your official soft drink of your Philadelphia Eagles.